What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm doing September's question and answers from the Palia Discord. I have a link to the Discord in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. There's about 10 questions here with varying length of answers, but they did highlight the most important questions that they're answering, so I'm going to go over those and have them put right here so you guys can take a look at them and see what they're like. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into these questions. The first one is going to be from Skunk, and it's when it comes to player progression, how does Palia intend to keep players playing and keep coming back? It's always an important question that I have because I am so curious on how games plan to keep games going past this initial length after they go to the first max level. Like, how much further are you planning to push it? And you should have that planned out ahead of time, especially if you're making online service games or MMOs. You can't be like, well, we'll figure out when we get there. You need to know where that game is going to head. With that said, we're going to jump into the answers now. The first one is from Aiden. It says, hi Skunk, this is definitely a valid question that calls on us to evaluate what our long-term plans are for Palia. Many of our game's features, including skills, have been designed to be expanded over the game's lifespan through patches and content updates well beyond launch. Whether you're a new player just starting out or a long timer with many hours, we want our patches to provide a wide variety of content that appeals to a number of different playstyles and preferences. This can include, for example, a new furniture set that has the missing piece you need to finish out your tavern-themed game room, or a series of quests that finally give you a satisfying conclusion to your favorite villager's coming-of-age arc. Larger updates will contain exciting things like entirely new maps to explore, or even new skills added to you for you to dive into. To expand more on some of our plans for Palia, we brought in Sixers, Eris, and Bourbon to comment on home decor and skills. So for the home decoration section, Eris is saying, think of your home as your base. No matter what adventures you set off on as you explore the world, you'll always have a space to welcome you back. We really want to capture the pride that comes from slowly building out a space that you can call your own. Thus, the ability to decorate and customize your home will be core to your experience in Palia. We hope to provide lots of indoor furniture options, outdoor decor pieces, and many other ways for you to find what fits in the home of your dreams. Under the skills section, Bourbon says skills are a cool part of Palia's gameplay loop. We made the decision for skills to have, as you mentioned, limitless level caps, with the intention of expanding each track out over time. As you progress in a skill, you gain medals that you can use to claim rare materials or exchange them for unlockables that are meant to be an indication of your effort. For example, if you have a koi pond in your garden, it's a sign that you've invested your effort into the foraging skills. You can also choose to exchange your medals for other rewards, recipes, and exclusive items. This way, we're rewarding players for their time in progressing these skills, but providing different reward systems for their type of play. Aiden comes back and says, in the future, we're aiming to develop more community activities such as shared communal spaces, social gathering events, and sandbox type gameplay. We're still in the early stages of design for these, but we believe this is one of the most important ways to get players to keep coming back. So they do have a plan laid out. That's kind of cool. I'm really excited for that. For number 2 is going to be from Crow.bro and Ashia. One, is there a roadmap for what the timeline is looking like for the alpha beta release dates? And is there a release date yet? So Zai answers with, we're aware that this has been a frequent question and something that's on the minds of many. To give a short answer, no. We don't have a release date yet, but allow us to share a bit more on why. Here's the long answer. Rather than having a set schedule with fixed dates on even quarterly milestones, we're taking a different approach here at S6, which is Singularity 6, at least for the stage of where Palia is at right now. The alpha tests help us gauge where we are so we can make better decisions after each test to see how we move forward. Without a promised deadline, it allows us to make the game the best we can. Of course, it's only fair we still provide some updates for our community, so this is what you can expect. Most of our updates have been heavily on Discord, which is sometimes not the best way to share info. We know not everyone uses or likes to use Discord. I'm one of those people personally. I don't really spend a lot of time on Discord, but I jump on to check out these questions and answers. We plan to show more about Palia on our official website blog, making it easier to read and share for the wider community. This includes updates on what we're working on, such as before and afters, concept art, and other highlights on the game's progression. Stay tuned. I'm glad for that. A lot of MMO communities have gone into doing like dev space updates with Twitter or Twitch or even YouTube, because it's just easier. More people interact with that a lot better than going to Discord, especially when so many people have so many Discord servers they join, which is one of the main reasons I don't really spend a lot of time on Discord. I know you can see the list right here on the screen. I barely go into any of these, which is why they all have red dots. We're also still evaluating how our next test run will be. As of writing, we've just wrapped up our second alpha test, and we are still sorting lots of crucial feedback and data received from that. This will help us evaluate what the next steps will be, and sometimes it might mean, yeah, let's get ready for the next test, or, oh, we should really take our time and hunker down. I'm sure you can understand how there's a lot to factor when it comes to making a game like Palia, which is why we're hesitant to give a concrete date even for when or how our next test will be. That being said, there will eventually be a time when Palia will no longer be under NDA, and it will likely be prior to launch. We know you are eager to see more of the game and can't wait for the day when the floodgates open and all sorts of comments, screenshots, and videos come out. That's still on the horizon, and you'll definitely know when it happens. Finally, we want to confirm that we are not releasing Palia this year. We're still heavy in development, and we'll update more as we progress further. While it's not the exact answer we know people are looking for, this gives a better perspective of where we're at. And as always, to everyone still eagerly looking forward to Palia and waiting for as long as it takes, thank you. All right, number 3 is going to be from L Circle #6675. Will there be customization beyond the house, garden, backyard, etc.? Gutterfoot answers yes. We have lots in store planned for outdoor housing customization for Palia. You'll be able to have fencing and walkways with all sorts of customization options available, including different styles and sizes to choose from. Sizes. Another thing I'm personally looking forward to is adding in flowers and other types of decorative plants. Right now we have gardening, and these are all harvestable crops. I know people want some flowers and other flora to freshen up their home plots, and we're working on that. We've got lots of fun things in store. From Sky Gamer Leo, it may be as before, so it's going to say, in a multiplayer setting, if several players want to romance the same NPC in a village, how is it determined who will succeed in being a boyfriend or girlfriend to the NPC? Vega responds with, this is a great question, and one we've thought about quite a bit. While most of the story and activities in Palia are meant to be experienced cooperatively, when it comes to romance, we think consent and comfort is key. For this reason, players will not be competing with each other to date certain characters, and those NPCs will never mention dating another player to you. As all romance questlines are single player, we simply treat you like you are the sole protagonist in those questlines and conversations. This is the same for friendship questlines as well, so that you can experience those stories at your own pace and develop your relationships with these NPCs naturally. As for different types of relationships, we are very interested in exploring more of those in the future. And that makes sense. You know, a lot of the games where the storylines go on, they don't really think about everybody in their wider perspective. It's always about you, the main character, and that's kind of giving you more of a tie to the world. So it makes sense for them to not really talk about relationships with other characters, but to really be focusing on building your own personal relationship with these characters. And that's how it is really in a lot of games, like Lost Ark, where you have to build relationships up in that game. The next question is from Xenion. Can we get some small footage or videos from those unlucky ones who could not get access to the alpha? Ash says, we wanted to go the extra mile to answer this, so here's a very special video we've made for fans like you. And I'll have this video playing on the screen right now in this section, so feel free to check it out.
You can never go wrong with soup. What?
Question number 6 is from Quantum Fetus. What a name. Not sure if it's been asked, but is there any plan to add aquariums and terrariums to show off all the fish and critters we can catch? Eris, a version of this is already in the game. And Ash, here's a sneak peek using screenshots from tester Admiri. Please note screenshots taken from current test are works in progress and may appear different at launch. So we got a couple of screenshots here of a fish and a little fish tank. It's kind of cool. And then we have this, I guess, a weird grasshopper bug thing in a grasshopper cage. It's as big as the whole cage. I don't know how well it's going to survive. From Dragum and 42, is the language you show in some of the artwork a constructed language a script for English, or just scribbles? Jeremy says that language is an English alphabet cipher. All of the signage is directly translated to the English language and intentionally written, and I'm sure how now the cat is out of the bag, it'll be cracked in no time. The style of writing was designed by one of our concept artists and blends perfectly with the Marjari aesthetic. We also have an ancient script, though more on that will be revealed later. Ash, as a little tease, here are some signs from the official art we've already shared in the past. So we have like a sign for like a shop with bags and stuff, and then I guess it's like a welcome sign or something, or I don't know where that's from, but it's cool. Question number 8. Tardikar Kobint and Ayaklad, I don't know how you say that last part. Can you reveal any symbol, sigil, crest of arms, or of the royal family, logo, or anything in those lines from the world of Palia? Jeremy says, I don't have anything to reveal right now, but the visuals of family crests and iconography does play a role in Palia. For the more casual observers, you might be able to see family crests on some of the villagers' clothes. Runes and symbols are an important part of ancient culture. You may find runes and icons that foreshadow events or tell a story about that world. I'm excited to see the community uncover these mysteries as we slowly build out the world. Number 9 is from Kai. Could you tell us a bit more about the villagers? Like, what can you find each of them doing on a daily basis? What are some of their special quirks? And do they have different outfits, different houses and styles, etc.? Vega answers, we have a vast cast of characters for you to meet and befriend in Palia, from our resident bad boy Chef Reth to the mysterious pebble-loving Einar, to the eccentric and always curious Eloisa. There are plenty of stories for you to experience. Each NPC has their own unique set of quest lines. For example, you might want to figure out what the deal is with that mysterious alchemist hiding out in Bahari Bay and find yourself tangled up in her web, or befriend the tailor Jail and help him discover new inspiration for his next clothing line. Some quest lines are personal, while others might help you understand more of the world and lore around you. Do you want to help Gina form her new thesis for the academy, or help Kenyatta find her true calling in life, which the Majeri call the path? Why not both? Even the ever-judgmental magistrate Esh can be befriended with enough time and effort and appropriate deference. Some NPCs are even romanceable with the romance-focused content and questlines available, which is optional of course, as we answer in the past Ask the Team response. Each NPC has a schedule from work to home to hobbies in between that you can learn. You might spot our archaeologist examining ancient ruins, or the innkeeper out fishing during his lunch break, or any other number of things. Everyone also has a personal space decorated just for them that you can visit. We can't wait for you to meet them all and unravel just a little more of their story every time you interact. And number 10 from Vexi, who is Ryza. Are there certain non-traditional MMO UI or mechanic choices you'd like to share? Aiden answers with, hi Vexi. One example of how Palia is not a traditional MMO is how fleshed out all of our NPCs will be. When you meet Ashura, he's not just another tutorial NPC, he's the owner of the Armuz Horn Inn, who has a full background and things he likes and dislikes, all available for you to learn as you get to know Ashura more. This extends to many of the characters you'll meet in the world of Palia, and since we're also a blend of the community sim genre, some of those villagers will also be romanceable. They also have schedules, meaning they have places to be and will move between destinations throughout the day. Another distinction Palia has is that our world is designed to be an adventurous experience. You can look around with a third-person camera, climb your way up hills, and jump off cliffs to glide into the distance. While Palia might not have as many maps as one would expect in an MMO at launch, we are putting effort into making sure they are all full of charming details and content for you to discover. Finally, the subject of skills has been mentioned before, but I like to think that Palia skills are different from what people expect coming from MMOs. In Palia, our skills are mining and cooking instead of firebolt or a critical shot. They are also all unlocked from the start of the game. Each skill has its own experience level, and there are rewards and milestones associated with each one as you progress. While there are many more cases, I think I'll stop myself from getting too far ahead and hope that answers your question. There isn't a bonus question this time. That's going to wrap up our Ask the Team, and then they'll have the next round of questions going on from now until today. I'm sorry guys, I'm recording this video, but make sure you always are in the Discord so you can ask questions for the next time it comes around. With that said, guys, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm pretty excited for Palia, even though it's not coming out this year. That is fine. Still has quite a bit of ways to go with some of its development time, and that's understandable as we're still in alphas. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.